So there was just, in your life, there was just something you were getting through. You had to put a lot of energy into just doing something. This could have been like putting a lot of work into a certain situation to come through, like something that was maybe like a conflict or something where you felt conflicted around something you were doing. It was maybe putting in a lot of energy when you putting on a lot more energy than it initially felt like you were going to have to, or it was just like maybe the conflict was that you had a lot to do and there was a lot that you were just putting energy into as far as just other things, a lot you were working on. So I feel like there was something where this could have been a bigger moment, or there was something where it was like a big moment. This was like a big moment, or something big was happening. It was a larger event, but not like so large. It wasn't like a major, I feel like it was like a positive situation. And it could have been, depending on your situation, it could have been a large event that you were going through. But the outcome, I feel like, was positive because whatever work you put into whatever this was, it ended up working in your favor in some way, or turning out to go in the direction you wanted it to. Okay, so that's the overall energy for this. So let's see what else. Okay. So there's a lot you were in your head around. Maybe you had to gain a lot more strength from a place of feeling like you were lacking in motivation to pour into whatever you needed to do to come into a place of feeling content with the space you wanted to be in, or an outcome you wanted to have. You could be like feeling protective of a situation that you're in, that you're connected to or working on, maybe because you poured a lot into a situation where it could be taking you down a different direction in your life, or it's just a pivotal point in your life where things are changing, or there's some sort of awareness that you're going into that may be a large change for you, where you're maybe going to be focusing on more awareness around. I feel like it's a skill set that you already have, or it's some sort of skill set that you have a lot of knowledge in, but it could just be taking you away from a direction where you were feeling like burnt out, or you were feeling, it could be like you may still be doing things that you wanted to do, or feeding into whatever you wanted to previously be doing while going in a new direction where you're going to be able to regain or find balance in your life from a place of feeling like burnt out, or maybe there's something you're doing that is like takes a lot of energy. So there could be another space that makes you feel more energized, and you could be feeding a lot more into that at this time so that you can feel a lot more balanced in your overall situation. With justice coming out, I feel like it's just so you can feel a balance, because you could have been feeding into something where you just constantly were feeling like a little bit of like a deplete in your life, like you were pouring into something and maybe you just felt drained a lot, and you were like continuously moving forward but feeling like really pulled on, or feeling like you didn't have a lot of energy. Maybe you were pouring into something but you couldn't pour back into yourself, or you didn't have the energy to feed into yourself as much as you wanted to. So maybe there could be something where it's like a new hobby, or like new friend group, or a family situation, a family dynamic, something where you're getting the support you need to be able to feel more of a balance in your life. I feel like you're going to be really happy with the overall outcome, and this could be something where you've really worked on either finding a lot of clarity in a situation where there was confusion with the overall energy. It was like really pouring into something, and maybe it took a lot more work, and it was just like pouring a lot of energy into something, and it could have taken more work than you had initially thought. Although I don't feel like you didn't want to do that work. It was just like you were over time finding balance in a situation, and I feel like it turned in your favor. There's something that went in your favor as far as gaining balance in an outcome. And maybe it was just like clearing up confusion that was there in maybe a dynamic, a relationship, a family situation, a friendship, a partnership. And it was like feeding into this had ended up taking, it was like you were pouring a lot of energy into it, and it was like at times you felt defeated or depleted. So it was like feeling like you had no energy, or you couldn't move forward, or you didn't have the strength to do the things you needed to do. But there was this outcome that went in your favor, because in the end it was like coming out as being very clear with a scenario or a situation that brought in a lot of balance. And maybe this is like that support that you're leaning on, or that support that is helping you move forward in a place where there was a lot of confusion, or there was a lot of just clarity that needed to be brought in. Okay.